mean, look, if you know, like maybe perhaps our viewer here, I understand, you know, maybe in his heart he knows this is bullshit, you know, but maybe $100 isn't a lot to him. Maybe it's, you know what, I'll throw him $100 and see if, but that's the way a lot of people end up doing it, you know, like, it's $100, I'll throw him $100, we'll see what I get, you know. Plus they do say we'll give you a refund if you're not happy. So, which a lot of counterfeit sites or people will do, because the last thing they need is somebody running around saying, "Oh, these cigars are fucking counterfeit, don't order them," you know. But the problem with that is that who gives them $100 and doesn't ask for a refund, or asks for a refund and the shipment doesn't go through, you're supporting counterfeiting. You know, you're supporting these people who will use the site until it gets red hot to the point where everybody knows it's bullshit and people are screaming and yelling at them, and then they shut down and then they go open up under another name. They probably already have a site ready to open up under another name tomorrow. You know, I would, if I ran a ring, I would have 3 to 5, you know, pre-made sites. Okay, we're using this one right now. Shut it down, open up this one. These people are insidious. They really are. And you know, that's how this show started, with the Fake or Find series. I was looking at some of those old videos yesterday. Man, the quality is fucking terrible compared to what we got now. You know, it's night and day. You know, using better equipment, you know, better resolution, stuff like that. I got it. I promise I will try to get some sort of microphone thing set up soon, so the voiceover is much better. I can numb out a lot of these sounds around me, but I'm doing it because I love to. And you know, that's how it all started, with Fake or Find. I went on and said, you know what, let's test some of these guys out and oust them. And you know what, I think I'm going to go back, because you know what, I got $100. Really, I don't have $100 to lose, but if everything pans out in the near future, I'll try to do it. Hey, maybe the guy here can help out, you know? If he gets a box and he gets them and says, oh, these are fucking bullshit, or he thinks they're bullshit, maybe he can send them over to me, you know, or at least a couple of them, and we'll see what exactly he got. I don't need the box or anything like that, because I know the boxes, I know the way the site is going to work, because I saw the videos online. They have barcodes, everything. They have real boxes, but they're not. There's no way. There's just no way for $100. There's no way. Everybody listen to me now. There is no way. No way. Can't fucking happen. They would be donating to charity at that point. It costs twice as much. Well, not twice as much for Monty 2s, but that's like the wholesaler's cost is over. A wholesaler's cost to a vendor for a box of Monty 2s is over $100. It's more expensive for a vendor to get a box of Monty 2s directly from Cuba without the taxes even in play than the prices they're charging. There is no way. You know what else I thought? Everything is $100, and that's kind of weird. And I think what might have happened, maybe they got caught up. Maybe they're about to shut down and switch sites. They stick everything, they knock everything down to $100. See, let's get as many orders as we can in the last week we're open, or what? Who knows? But it's just ridiculous. It's almost like they're trying to scream, "Here we are, fucking counterfeiters." I mean, everything is $100. Very odd, very odd, and it bothers me greatly, because you know me, you know how I feel about these people. And I've never been burned. I've never been burned. In all the time I've been doing this, not once. But I've always been afraid to be, and that's why I've developed, not really developed methods to doing this to make sure I don't get it, but I did my homework, did my research, you know, and that kept me safe. And I kept in play by the #1 rule, which is, if you think it's too cheap and you think the price is too good, it probably is, don't order it. And following that rule alone has probably kept me from getting fake cigars all the time. So that's that. Whew. We are into our last third here, and man, this is a tasty, wonderful little cigar, man. Getting down in there, I'm having a little trouble because I think it's a little damaged now that I've been smoking it the whole time. The whole time I've had no problems, but you know, the wrapper has come apart more because it's burning now, drying out. I'm trying to hold it together, and the binder is exposed, and I think a little air is getting through, and I'll try to keep going, which is a shame, which is a damn shame, because it's such a good cigar. And I know it's the fucking, I should have took it out of the jar and let it sit on the counter for an hour before taking it down here. Yeah, look at that. We're having some real issues now. Damn it. Where is it? Alright, let me try to give it a little burn, see what happens. This is by no fault of the cigar. But anyway, we're into the last third, and it's got a little more spice than before, and it's getting toward the back of it's starting to open up flavors toward the back of the tongue just a little bit, getting hints of a little bit of coffee type notes, but nothing strong, you know. Most of it stays up front. Still got, you know, a lot of those delicious sweet type notes. Let me try to, this is going to be tough. Let me try to get this lit. Yeah, there we go. All right. We're going, we're cooking. We'll try to keep it that way. So, you know, a little more earth building up. A little more earth, a tiny bit more spice. Actually, there was really no spice except for that initial blast in the beginning, you know, and there's a little bit coming in now toward the end. Very nice. The aroma remains sweet. It smells a little more floral than before, and I think the sweetness is starting to subside. A lot of the sweet notes are starting to level out, and I feel a bit more of a stronger finish coming on, which is usually the case with just about every Cuban cigar. You know, they're always a little, or any cigar really, it seems a little stronger at the end. A, because you've been smoking it the whole time, and you smoke it more, and B, because the tars and everything building up, and those start to burn along with the tobacco, and C, because of the way it's rolled to blend, you know. So, as we finish up our third, and I'm nubbing, and I don't know how far I can get with it blown up like this, but it's smoking well now again. I think we had fun. We covered Romeo y Julieta brand history. We covered some viewer emails, and especially my favorite, which in a way it's kind of like a you know, paradox, I guess, because you know it's my favorite, but it's also the most disappointing and miserable because because it screams that here we have another site doing something fishy, and we'll try to find out what's going on. But I can't wait for him to get his box in to see what happens here. And if he gets it and says they're real, I mean, I don't know. I just won't be able to believe it. You know, at that point, I'll be like, either there's something wrong, like you don't know what you're talking about, or you work for the place. You know, or who knows? Maybe they for $100, maybe they have a thing where they realize they make more money if somebody who's testing the water orders a box for $100, they send them a real box, knowing that if they know it's real for $100 a box, they'll come back. If I knew it was real, I would come back and buy 20 fucking boxes. I mean, holy shit, $100 a box, you know? So maybe they count on that. But I know in my heart this place is fucking bullshit. It's bullshit. For $100, it's bullshit right there. End of story. But there's so many other things on top of the $100 a box thing that just scream crap, you know? And so that is that. Now that we've done, you may be asking yourself, well, these episodes, if you do a new cigar, which is often, almost always the case right now, because we're smoking, we're in the early stages of our reviewing, what happens when you already did the brand history of a cigar? What happens if we smoke a Romeo y Julieta Limitada? So, no, I'm not going to do the brand history all over again. That's ridiculous. I'll just say, If you want to know more about this brand history, go back to this episode. Reviews will either tend to get a little shorter at times, or we'll find other things to talk about, which I'm sure is the case. Especially, like for instance, tobacco types. During the Gurkha was such a big cigar, I figured we'd get a lot more covered. Turned out, with doing the brand history and the review, that I didn't start talking about the tobacco types till the very end of the episode. So we'll have entire episodes to talk about things like that. I can't really wait to get into more of that. It's going to be a lot of fun. You see? Going out again. Once I get this guy lit. Alright, so obviously that's about it. I'm going to keep lighting it and nubbing it for my own personal enjoyment. And once I get down to the no-fly zone, I'll just put it in the tray and we'll come back for a quick conclusion, final rating. Thanks for watching this episode. I hope those of you out there who were hoping for the Romeo y Julieta Short Churchill review heard what you wanted to hear. This was a very good Cuban cigar, fantastic, medium bodied. I love these. It's no wonder they're a legendary brand, you know. And their blend is very unique, very unique. And so that's about it. Let's wrap things up, shall we? Well, that is all she wrote. My friends, this was an absolutely excellent cigar. And even with the wrapper damage, I managed to get it down thus far until it really started unfurling, and that was just the end of that. I probably would have tried to pinch this a little longer. The very end, as far as nubbing goes, it's funny. You really realize how great the aroma is, because it gets so small that you really can't get it into your mouth enough to taste the filler. So you're puffing the smoke out and getting a lot of it in the nose, and it just becomes such a floral, perfumey type aroma. But a lot of the sweetness at the end kind of disappears. Just very, very floral at the end with the aroma. It was fantastic smoke. I would recommend this to, you know, that's why it's such a popular brand. Anybody, from the beginner to the ultimate connoisseur, because it is a cigar that is fairly complex, a little over fairly complex. It's a lot of notes, a lot of different things going on. But it has such a great flavor that you really don't need to be, you know, super palate or to be able to pick out every single note to thoroughly enjoy this cigar. As far as our scoring goes, we got a 0.75 on appearance. Would have got a 1, except it was kind of a little bit of a strange looking cigar with the papery foot and the oily head. But so I gave it a 0.75. Construction, draw, both were perfect. Burn, 0.75. A couple of little things toward the middle where, you know, that might have been attributed. I don't think anything was really attributed actually to the wrapper problem, because the binder was not cracked. Okay, so it didn't affect that in the least, and you know, it burned very, very well. A couple little touch-ups. Aroma, 0.75, definitely above average, excellent aroma. Pre-draw flavor got a 0.5, pretty standard. I mean, there were a lot of notes, but it was very, I was almost a little worried when I first put the thing in my mouth. And when I smell it, I'm editing the video, I'm thinking about when I edit the video that, you know, this cigar is strange in the way that when I took it out of the jar, I guess, you know, different cigars age differently. There was not a lot of aroma. You could smell it. Smelled like Cuban tobacco, but they sure didn't smell like when I first got them. And they sure don't smell like a lot of the other jars when I open them. A lot of the aroma had dissipated. And same thing, when I cut the cap and put it in my mouth, the pre-draw, there were a lot of flavors there, a lot of different things. Mainly though, just a nuttiness, you know, and you could tell that there were some sweet notes there. Very little salt. It just didn't have a lot of flavor on the pre-draw. Then when I lit it, I mean, the first puff, I literally can only describe it as the flavor coming, exploding forth. I mean, it's almost like it all retracted and sat in there waiting to be lit like a bomb. It just came blasting out. And then we had some amazing flavor. So while the pre-draw got a 0.5 pre-draw flavor, overall flavor is 1.75. Very, very, very good flavor. Complexity 0.75. Balance, perfectly balanced. I can detect every note. You know, while there are so many notes, they're all very separate, very individual. Strength-wise, it's not overpowering in the least. It's very mild to medium at the beginning, more medium in the middle, and it stays pretty medium, gives a little bit of a kick at the end. I would not put it into the full category at all. Overall, an 8.25, which using our system is a very good score. A high score, actually. I mean, in our system, starting at a 6 is pretty much a fairly good score. You know, so 8.25 is excellent, 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 excellent. And that is about it. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed smoking this cigar. I don't know if that's humanly possible, but let's hope so. Anyway, this is Dr. Joe. This is the Dr. Joe Show. And we're out of here. Tune in next time for a non-Cuban cigar. As usual, I do. Our non-Cuban cigar coming up is going to be the, surprised you, didn't I? Is going to be the Casa Fernandez Miami Arsenio cigar I found in my giant bag, my giant goodie bag. And I want to try it because I am a fan of the Casa Fernandez Miami. I think that's a great medium-bodied Nicaraguan smoke, excellent. And I never tried the Arsenio, so we're going to give that a shot. And it's going to be fun as usual. Tune in next time. Until then, keep on smoking.